you guys? How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Sorry about the little intro remix, but I accidentally played my regular intro and I meant to do the Christmas one. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I have missed you. Are you getting ready for Christmas? I cannot believe how fast this year went. I really can't. So the way that I want to do this today is like, I just want to say, hang out and kind of chit chat about whatever at the end of the live. So I think we're going to jump right into it. I liked it. I was just saying that you remixed it. I almost went skirt. I'm not confident in my ability to make the noise to sound correctly. So I didn't. But I'm so happy to see you guys. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let me tell you how this video developed. I was recommended a new channel on YouTube that is covering this case, and they actually were going over something that wasn't necessarily new, which is body cam footage at Jenn's mom's office of when Maddie was reported missing. We actually never went through that footage here. I kind of watched it, not super closely, but this channel watched it very closely. Now, they are linked in the description, the first link. I highly recommend. It was actually, I said it was recommended to me. It wasn't recommended by YouTube. It was recommended by one of you guys. And I highly recommend you guys watch part 1 and 2. It was very good. We're going to just watch a few seconds of both of them. So part 1, he, goes over very closely body cam footage. There are some things in there that I think you guys will find interesting, and 2 little spots that I wanted to just show you that just had me like the reason my thumbnail says, "What were you thinking?" Because not to be mean, I'm seriously like, what were you thinking? Like, oh my God. You'll see. And then part 2 is where we're going to start a timeline together. His part 2. Then there was a interview dropped with one of her friends that we haven't listened to either yet. That was just released on Plunders a couple of days ago. So we're going to kind of step through all of those things together and just chit chat and talk about it as we go. I keep getting recommended videos about Wade Wilson. Riley says, did Melissa hit on some good info? I can't tolerate him. Yes, Melissa and B. Crumbs and Tess, I think that they went and got some of the reports or the jail record, his commissary, stuff like that. So, I love you, Woofy. I played the Woofy intro. So anyways, I'm so happy to see you guys. All right, let's get right into it though. So first, let me show you the 2 little spots from his video that I noticed. And I'm just like, well, what were you thinking? Oh, and then also Pointer Lover sent me something about Jenn. I think you guys will also find very interesting. But we're going to start actually not here. We're going to go here in a second. Here. So I want to show you these 2 parts. Like I said, here's Jenn's mom and her sister and Jenn and Stephan. And in his video, the creator that I'm talking about, their name is Grish. In their video, they go through and very closely look at what her mom is saying, what he's saying, what sister's saying, that kind of stuff. But we're not going to do that today. I think that you guys should watch their video. It's really good. But I just want you to watch a couple moments, and then we're going to go to the video and watch a moment where Jenn gets a phone call. But first, this is when they're describing what she was wearing that day. And watch.
Green hoodie,
green hoodie,
white Crocs.
white Crocs.
Green hoodie, white Crocs. We know she was found in that green hoodie and jeans, and the white Crocs were, one was at the house, one was in the dumpster. It's taking me a minute to remember because it's been a minute since we've looked at all this, but.
Blue or black pants?
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts. Okay. Black shorts. All right. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
Okay. And blue or black pants? I think black shorts, Jenn says. And Stephan's like, black shorts? Okay. Jenn, you have admitted to us you did not see her that day. She was wearing, like Stephan said, blue or black pants. She was wearing blue jeans. What in the hell? I mean, what were you thinking?
Green hoodie,
Green hoodie,
white Crocs,
white Crocs,
either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts.
Yeah.
black shorts. Okay.
Like, really? I'm sorry, you guys. Just MJ in chat, right, Natasha? She's doing awesome. I'm very proud of her, for real. Very proud of her. Let me drop her link. If you guys haven't checked out my friend Melissa, she's been covering Wade Wilson and doing a great job. You should check her out. Since y'all are talking about it. She had no idea what she wore. Exactly. JH, I was just, Wolfie, you guys, I knew that you'd be happy to see each other. It's been forever. Okay, so now look at this clip. This clip was just something that I noticed that kind of just was sad. It's like you can tell what, now that we know, I don't guess, had you not known what happened, listening to what he says is just frustrating and eerie. Oh, there's my timestamp that we're about to go to. Hold on.
Green hoodie,
2011.
2011. 2000.
22nd.
Oh, sorry. 22nd.
2011.
2011.
just had her 13th birthday.
13.
So they're giving her birthday, which is February 22nd, 2011. And Stephan says, just had her 13th birthday. All sad, as if obvious, make it, to me, you're not going to say that or act like that if your child is just missing in a possible runaway. Just had her 13th birthday. I don't know. I heard that. So it just hit my ears funny. Seek Justice Sandra, thank you for being a member for 4 months. I've been missing you guys too. Wait, is today Tessa's birthday? Somebody tell me. I don't think so, but Bogart, thank you for gifting. I started to think that not only did Jenn know something was going on, but that she was blaming Maddie as though Maddie was tempting Stephan. Taylor Swift. Okay. I was like, oh no. I've been awful with birthdays with all of my closest friends. I'm just not good with them. Ask Wolfie. Okay, so now we're going to go over to his video. Oh, we're going to look at that, LA. I have those receipts too of her pointer lover grabbed them for me. I didn't know where she had got them, but she sent them to me before this live, and we're going to take a look at that in a second. Okay, so let's go over to this dude's video, Grish, and I want to watch this part with you guys. So Jenn gets a phone call, and here's another moment where I'm just like, what the hell were you thinking? When she gets this phone call, it's Maddie's dad. And this channel owner, like I said, very closely looked at every detail. And she gives the phone to Stephan. Let's just watch together, and then we're going to continue into some more stuff.
Typically,
No.
Not typically?
No.
Okay.
Just a quick heads up, I removed a lot of the background noise so we can focus on what we need perspective of a police officer.
I don't want to.
I'm currently working possible signal. Can I hold on?
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I have the right timestamp. Part 1. No, I do not. Okay, we're supposed to be at 15 minutes and 50 seconds. So sorry, you guys. All right. Okay, wait, that's when he calls.
Phone. And the cop puts Jennifer's story time on hold, and during this time is a very important moment. Jenn receives a call on her cell phone, and you'll see her reaction to that.
I just can't understand how you, when we get to the timeline, I mean, he's been moved out for months. I just don't understand this.
Go ahead, sir.
Who could that possibly be to cause Jenn to react like that?
She hands it to Stephan. Look at the look on her face. Okay, hold on. Not trying to overanalyze here, and I'm not going to. I'm just, this video is well done. Makes you think.
Looking for.
The people in the room who knows Jenn for who she really is saw her pass off the phone like that to Stephan.
Hey, Cindy. Oh, I didn't even say hi to you guys. Hello to all of you, like individually. She knew much more, in my opinion, and this video confirmed that for me. Something is strange for sure. What were you thinking? Hey, Tyler, it's Stephan.
Hey, Tyler, it's Stephan. They know who Tyler is.
Why in the hell are you trusting this man so much? He's basically running the show. He is, I mean, I don't understand. Besides what she wore, and you insisted on telling them that, even though you admitted later you hadn't seen her that day. So whatever. Oh.
So why would Jenn pass off the phone like that to Stephan when she knew Tyler was calling? Now look how Jenn's sisters react to that. Then someone at Jenn's right says something under their breath that caught Jenn's attention. And the mask slips off. This is the real Jennifer Soto. This is who she really is.
So, okay. I just wanted to show the part where Tyler calls. I find that interesting. Let's rewind and just watch that first part one more time. And then we're going to skip and go to the new interview and then go back to his second video to the part where he clipped. She's describing to the officer how she met Stephan and the timeline of events. It's a perfect opportunity for us to start a timeline.
Who's Jenn for who she really is saw her pass off the phone like that to Stephan.
Minnie laughs, says, I don't see the issue. She's overwhelmed and doesn't know what to say. Looking too hard into it, in my opinion. It's certainly possible, for sure. She could be stressed out and just kind of like need someone else to take over type of thing. It's just unfortunate she trusted him so much then if that's the case. Why? Like, again, my thumbnail, what were you thinking? Why? I mean...
Hey, Tyler,
it's hard
Stephan.
to understand all of this and how
they know who Tyler is.
Okay, so like I said, now we're gonna switch gears before we go to the timeline, and let's go to this new Now the interview is also linked in the description. I have a link for it says the original interview. It's a video that Plunder had uploaded. Little Red may have received it, but it came so jumbled up, and it's, I don't know. You let me know if you remember hearing this when you went through it, Little Red. Now, this is Maddie's friend. She was at the birthday party, so it's really interesting. She's going to talk about some things that I think are too important to skip over. So, first of all, Maddie, one thing, and this is just sad, Maddie was expecting a lot of other people to show up to her birthday party that didn't. And, apparently she was in a mood. They talk about some of the things that happened there. I want us to listen for a little bit to this and just kind of hang out and discuss along the way. Again, it is on Plunder's channel, linked in the description. Lil Red says, I have it, but I haven't put it out yet. So I don't know. I might have it too then, but I don't know where it's at. But what I'm going to do is share Little Red's link because with you guys right now, because she's been uploading different file. Different case file stuff and with no commentary, like just the raw files basically to her channel. And so there is the link there. Okay. And again, the link to this video is in the description. So we're going to start around the 26-minute mark. They're talking about something first. So the title is Here New 313 Audio Interview. Madeline Soto's best friend says her February period date unknown. So that is kind of something that they get right into in this interview. But first they're talking about a text message. The officer, it appears, is trying to see like when Maddie's last text was. She apparently, this is the friend we read the report where she texts them every morning. So I think that he's trying to get like also a timeline down. So he does ask a question about a text, and I've kind of skipped through most of that. And where we're going to start is like getting into the party and some of that stuff.
Walk out. My mother was already there. Sister, someone was already there to pick her up, and then I'll say that.
Okay. Who all from Maddie's family was there? Was there a lot?
Right there.
You know how you can search in the search bar for like MPA.
I'm going back to the birthday party. What time did you leave the party?
Picked you up at 7?
Yeah, it's around 7. I got home at 7:15.
Emily left the same time.
Okay.
Because I saw Emily walk out. My mother was already there. Sister, someone was already there to pick her up, and then I'll say that.
Okay.
So Maddie's friend gets picked up at 7. Another friend was picked up at that time. Why do they redact Maddie's name, but then they miss redacting her friend's name? That's frustrating. That makes me mad. It's not right.
Who all from Maddie's family was there? Was there a lot? Or...
Yeah, there was a lot. I can't.
Okay. Did Maddie say what time she was leaving the party to you guys, or what time she's going to go home?
I had asked her when the party was gonna end before Emily had cake, because she was asking.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I don't know, this party could last till like midnight or like 1 a.m.
Okay. Do you happen to know who took Maddie home?
I
Or
don't.
did she even talk? Did she talk about it? Who was going to take her home?
I know what the person looks like. I don't know like how they're
Okay.
related to Maddie.
It was a family member.
Yes.
It wasn't her mom's boyfriend.
No one's boyfriend was not at the party.
Okay. Did Maddie mention to you that he was going to be at the house when she got home or anything like
Mom's boyfriend was not at the party.
that? No. Did she mention to you about mom? Was mom working, or why wasn't mom at the party?
No, she didn't mention the mom at all.
She didn't mention Mom at all. But, her friend says that Maddie says this party could go on until 1 a.m.
Okay. Did she
This is
seem like she was
adorable.
upset at the mom? At her mom?
No, but I kind of figured that's why she was mad at like the
Okay.
party.
Because her mom wasn't there.
Yeah.
Does she seem upset at her mom? So her friend says no, but I kind of figured that's why she was mad at the party, because her mom wasn't there. So, because the cop's going to relate it to something else in a moment, but, the friend kind of took it as she was sad her mom wasn't there. That's so sad. I mean, my God. After question and never says it the same always, she slipped a few times and caught herself. Neat the mini mod. Hey, Johnny. Happy to see you guys too, Sugar Magnolia. Who got my gift? I don't know. Can you guys see who got it? Thank you again for doing that. I appreciate that so very much. I really do. Trulia says, I would have never missed my daughter's birthday parties. Oh, me either. If I have something to do, even if it's an appointment with our creator himself, right? Or whatever you believe in, if it's an appointment with, If you don't believe in anything, if it's an appointment with the damn president, with the Pope, I don't care what it is, then we will change the damn birthday party. You know what I mean? But look, everybody's different. I'm not trying to judge her. It is kind of, well, for one, going through the case file, it is hard to understand how this happened. And you naturally ask the questions, what were you thinking? And look, I'm sure she regrets it, sticking her head in the sand, trusting him so much, whatever. But in my opinion, and this is just in my opinion, but it is based on evidence and stuff we have heard in police interviews and documents, they have found no evidence. This is actually not in my opinion. This is a fact. We've heard it. They found no evidence that she was part of what was happening to Maddie. So I don't want to be too hard on her, but it is part of the story, and we're going to discuss, it's part of what happened and how this happened. And I do feel it's not helpful to not discuss it honestly. We need to talk about these kind of things honestly. It's an issue, it's something that needs to be discussed honestly and openly between adults in a way that is still respectful to Maddie. So, okay.
Got it.
Anyway, her mom reminds her that she left the party wandering off, and said,
Let me see. I'm going to try to get through her commentary. I usually timestamp where it ends, but I wasn't sure if we would listen to this when I was.
Now, I know you mentioned in one of the interviews that every time, whenever you wake up, you always have messages from Maddie, regarding text messages.
Yeah.
And is that like on a daily basis or?
Tess says, they said no charges yet. It's an important context to the yet, in my opinion. Yes, I love your picture. But here's my thing. I feel like if charges were to follow, they wouldn't be charges that she was involved in the essay or the unaliving. It would be more endangerment or, this is just my opinion. That is kind of the way it's looking, because in none of their text messages, in the photos, in the videos, have they found any evidence at all that she was involved in that. That's just the simple truth. We've heard them tell Stephan's dad over the summer in an interview that's been released. Hey, Amber.
Okay. All right. What would those messages just be about? Random stuff or good morning?
Let's get back first.
Like daily basis? I know you mentioned in one of the interviews that whenever you wake up, you always have messages from Maddie, regarding text messages.
Yeah.
And is that like on a daily basis or? Okay. All right. What would those messages?
Whoever's doing work in this, it's really frustrating. I'm sorry, you guys. But okay, so this young lady, every morning would wake up to a message from Maddie.
Just be about random stuff or good morning or?
She would say like, hi, good morning. And she'd send them to like Instagram and YouTube and stuff.
Okay. And from what I understand, she didn't send you a message that morning, Monday morning.
So, and this is important because we still, what time did this occur? We know that at 7:30 he was down at the dumpster, and I'll add this into the timeline after we get the outline of how their relationship started. But we know he was down at the dumpster by 7:30, throwing away her book bag and her shoes and that stuff. We know the roommate heard the loud noise, but I do believe, because the cop wanted to know, what we didn't listen to previous to when I started playing, also when her last message was in these groups. So in my opinion, they are trying to get that timeline down.
And as long as you've known Maddie, have you known anyone other than her mother to take her to school?
Other than her parents.
I'm so sorry, girl next door.
anyway, at this point, the best friend talks about when Maddie would generally wake up in the morning, say good morning, send her best friend. The detective says, send.
Okay.
Parents or her mom usually takes her to school.
Have you ever met this guy, her mom's boyfriend?
I went over to her house like once or twice and he was there. I met him in person once.
Okay. Did she ever talk about him?
I knew she was on call with him a lot, and I knew that she had told me that he'd moved out of like the house.
Okay, so she had been over to the house a couple times when Stephan was there, but they were on the call a lot, which we've heard that already. Remember when the lady cop was interviewing Stephan and she's like, why? Like, basically, is it normal for you to be up messaging her and talking to her so late at night all the time? We know, and then we know that other friends have said they were on the phone a lot. As a matter of fact, I think that came from a report, so it is possible it was this one. I would have to go back, which I'm going to for our timeline, because I want to get all the details of that morning. And remember, those documents had a really great timeline because of all the camera footage they found of him doing what he did. There was a comment I wanted to read. Let me see. Hey, Tiffany, I'm late. I'm late for this very important day. Allie has been neglecting us, but it's understandable. I'm so sorry, Tiff. I have missed you guys. It's just a really busy time and being sick and, She has to live with Maddie's death, I suppose, but I can't get over the lack of response to something I do believe she may have suspected. I agree with you, JH. I do. And right, Sprinkled Donut, you make the party on the day you can go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I had asked to hang out with her, and we'd made plans like a week or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day of, I wake up to a text message, and it was like, "Hey, I can't. My stepfather's coming, and we're gonna hang out together for the day."
Wait, didn't that happen with the other friend too? Remember? She canceled plans to hang out with Stephan.
Okay.
What?
Have you ever met this guy? Her
Yeah,
mom's
Julia.
boyfriend, the detective asks. The best friend says, I went over her house.
Okay. She actually has some really great insight with some of this stuff. She's looked so closely at it. The video is linked in the description if you want to listen to it. Some extra little details here and there.
Forcing his 37-year-old self to hang out with this 13-year-old girl.
Did she seem like she had a good relationship with him?
Yeah, they seem pretty tight. They seem really close.
Okay. Did she ever mention anything that may have been weird to you about him or mom?
Other than that, they were like really close and that they were like always on call.
Okay.
Like when me and Maddie were on call, she was either on call with her sister or him.
They were always on call. They were really close. If me and Maddie weren't on a call, she was always on a call with her sister or him. JH says, the birthday party is a difficult one. I've had to rely on my mom or sister to attend a special event with my sons due to work commitments. As a parent, I hate it, but work means money. Money means food. That's a great point. For real. I mean, if you're struggling, and I could see it then. But it is so odd, Tess, that they're close like that, and I don't know.
Okay. With whose sister?
Her sister.
Maddie's sister. Okay. Could that be her
sister?
half sister?
I guess.
Do you know her name? If I said her name?
No.
Okay.
I was thinking of, remember, Jen's first husband had the little girl, and Maddie and her were very close, and they were close on and off. That's who I was thinking.
All right, I think that's going to be, I just needed some things clarified about the party, but she was definitely upset at the party.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel that she was upset at anybody in particular or just upset in general?
Upset in general, kind of.
Okay.
So she was upset at her party. That's so sad, where she seemed to spend a lot of time being sad and upset, and no wonder, right? But damn.
Was she crying or anything like that?
No. Tell her what she would do. Tell him what she did.
The detective asked, did Maddie seem like she had
Now, Mom says, tell him what she did. Tell him what she did. So let's hear this. Kitty says, the problem with the birthday party is that she let Maddie down in every way. That's just the icing on the cake, so it sounds a lot worse. Right. I agree, Kitty. You're right. It's like, I don't know. Patricia says it adds up over time, and the little things become bigger because there's so many of them. Patricia said, is that a chainsaw in the background? I think it's a leaf blower, but I don't know.
Got a good relationship with Stephan, and the best friend said, yeah, they seem pretty tight. Seeing friend answered so quickly, but weird. She says, like, when me, could that be Maddie Eve Young? But we know that.
I'm just going to mute it, and then, like I said, I usually try to go through and get the timestamps where she's giving commentary when we do use her videos, but I did not have the time today. Okay.
Because I didn't have a gift,
Okay.
which I had already given my gift to her at school, but she.
And it's like, tell them what you would do. Tell them what you did. So I'm glad the mom chimed in. She's inspired her daughter to speak more. So this is when the best friend, Maddie's best friend, opens up and just speaks the most and more freely.
Okay, so like I said, I don't want to miss any, so I'm going to pause. But Marley Mom says, I love Grisha's voice and insight. That's so cool. I had not heard of that channel yet. Again, we're about to go back to his video for his part 2, to this part where he puts where we're going to start our timeline. It was a new channel to me, and I hope that you guys go check it out. I think that you will enjoy it. Okay.
When I first got to the party, she got mad because I didn't have a gift,
Okay.
which I had already given my gift to her at school, but she had said, like, where's, like, the rest?
Mhm.
And I gave her, like, this really big bag of, like, full of stuff. And I was like, what do you mean, where's the rest? And she was like, you said that there were going to be, like, a whole bunch of stuff as, like, a joke. And then, like, so where's the rest of the stuff? And I was like, this is it. So when I showed up to her party, she was like, I barely got any gifts, and I was surprised I didn't get a gift from you. And I
Oh, my.
was like, but I already gave you my gift at school. So, and then at the end of, like, the party, like, when me and Emily were, like, leaving, she got mad at me because I didn't, like, shake all of, like, her family members, like, hands to, like, say goodbye, which I kind of was like, oh, bye. And then, like, I left, and then as I was, like, crossing the street and stuff, she got mad. She was like, I always get in trouble after you leave because you don't say goodbye to everyone. And I was like, I say goodbye. I just don't say it very loud.
Oh my gosh, it's just like, it just shows their age, how very little she was.
What did she always have these kind of mood swings, like you could say, call them?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know.
She's saying when she first got to the party, Maddie got mad at her because she didn't bring a gift in hand to the party.
Okay. Now, I do want to read some of your comments before we go any further. Okay. My daughter was born on the exact same day as our illustrious host here and is also called Alex. I asked her if she wanted to party for her 13th. She said no, she would rather have a big present. She was... I'm waiting for the rest of that one. Yeah, Grandma, Jen had the next day. Jen had off the next day. Why not have it then? Which would have been a Monday. But, I mean, could have rescheduled. But it is what it is. JH has me thinking a little differently about it. But it was a new job. Patricia says, hesitant thinking no one would turn up. On her birthday, she was surprised as I'd hired a nightclub and DJs and everyone came, including her teacher. Oh, what an awesome 13th birthday. It's sad when kids don't, the birthday thing, like, for me, I'm not big on it either because I'm not trying to break my kid's heart and invite a bunch of people and nobody can come. I don't know. How do you deal with that? Oh my gosh, Tiffany, it's so sad. $30,001 victims of this maggot, at least. That Danny is referring to the 30,000 images. What, LJ? I love your picture. The 30,000 images on his phone. Yeah, luckily the charges were dropped against her, Tiffany says again. I agree. Amanda, I stopped. Or I'm glad they were too. What the heck? I stopped trying to do school parties after only one girl showed up to my daughter's. Aw. So sorry. Yeah, that sucks. The hell do you do? Okay. Hi, Abellis. Happy to see you. All right, let's keep listening.
Yeah. So the detective is asking about Maddie's sleeping habits.
Okay. Did she ever talk about her sleeping habits? Like, would she go to bed late, go to bed early, sleep in late, get up early?
Yeah.
I know if she was like sick or something, she'd go to bed early, but she'd sleep in her mom's room.
Okay.
But other than that, she'd stay up pretty late.
Okay. All right. One last difficult question. Do you think her mom would hurt her for any reason?
I don't know.
Okay. That's fine. And
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about that answer? Let me play it again because I'm so curious what you guys think about this. Her answer to the question, do you think her mom would hurt her?
I think her mom would hurt her for any reason.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Abellis. Thank you. That's so freaking sweet. Thank you. And welcome to the new members. Thank you so much. My daughter had been the only one who turned up at a popular girls' party. She was afraid of that. That's what we do, Natasha. And it's just a small family thing, like the very small. But, it's still a great time. So, thank you, Abellis. Megan says, sorry, her mom needs to be charged. Hey, Music City. My daughter would pick one friend and go to a movie for her birthday after she turned 12. I think that's a great idea. I've talked about that with mine too. Like, why don't we just go to the trampoline park and take, with some friends or whatever. Thanks, Who Got Me Green. Yeah, Bogart, under when you gifted it, on the StreamYard, you can't see, but on YouTube, it should say in really small text who got it. Hey, Nicole B. JH had said earlier, maybe the party being scheduled that day was her grandmother's idea. And then she says, but I believe Nan wanted to ensure she had a party and could only do it Sunday. It's hard managing everyone's timetable. Sometimes you have to go with a majority. Her aunt, etc., attended. I agree. You're right. There is something there. Maybe not mom, but also doesn't want to think about it. Okay. See, thank you. I'm curious because for me, my first instinct is like, why would she not say no? Absolutely not. Like immediately, But then I think about it and I'm like, with her age and stuff, I don't know that you can really look too much into it like that. Oh, B Crumbs. Thank you for being a member 19 months. Holy moly. Time really does fly. I always think about that when I see the big memberships. It's like, my gosh, it's such a long time. Thank you. Doesn't feel as long sometimes, but all my friends at that age could have quickly answered no. I was blessed with a mom that was everyone's mom. She would feed the neighborhood and make everyone wash their hands. That's awesome. Yeah, I kind of would expect a quick no, but maybe not. Is that Maddie in the reflection of his glasses? It is Jenn. I've looked at that before. I think it's Jenn. Okay.
That's fine. And I'm not going to ask you about him. I don't know him. Is there anything that you can think of, since we're probably not going to be talking again, that you think I should know that about Maddie or anything that has to do with that household?
I know that they have roommates.
Mm-hmm.
She told me that he moved out and that they got a new roommate. I don't think I can think of it.
Okay, so now we're going to wrap this one up. Again, it is linked in the description if you want to watch it in full. I agree, Natasha. She does sound like an amazing woman. Okay, and we're going to go over here. And this is where we're going to start our timeline. And you guys would be proud of me. Actually, let me stop the screen share and do it like this, because I did already get this started. I'm going to have to share the entire screen, so it'll look a little different. But, see, timeline of events. They're going to put the basic details that we have in this video, and then I'll go in and add all the dates and times from, the event. But this is going to get into how they met. Again, this person's channel is the first link in the description. Definitely go check them out. I think you guys would like it. And thank you to the person who sent it to me. Okay.
Remember, Jenn and Stephan started off as co-workers. Then they became friends, and they worked for the company that Stephan's dad owned. In part.
Now, I didn't realize this. Okay? They met when Jenn was working for Stephan's dad. Wait, wrong thing.
When I told you that these two stains were never in a real relationship, I don't care what Stephan's parents said. Jenn tells you the reality of the situation if you listen closely.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry.
So what did you meet Steve or Stephan?
I met Stephan in 2017. We both worked for Eco Homes, a real estate company. I did appointments and he worked in the office doing like warranty work.
Now, look here. Eco Home Villages Realty. This is the company that belongs to Stephan's parents. So this is where we're going to start. 2017. Jenn and Stephan worked together for... I love making these lists with you guys. I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to kind of do it more often. Jenn and Stephan worked together for Stephan's parents at Eco Home Realty. I wouldn't even be able to say his name if I was her. Sprinkled says, "Hey, Lisa." Okay.
We met as coworkers. We became really good friends. We were best friends for like a year.
They were best friends.
And then eventually I asked him if he wanted to hook up, and he said, sure.
Okay. We were best friends for like a year. And, we've watched this interview before, you guys, but we were best friends for like a year. But then I asked him if he wanted to hook up, and he said, sure. So first of all, I think this is part of the reason why, like the questions I showed you and the clips I was showing at the beginning, why Jenn trusted him like she did, because they had this friendship before. Now, then she's like, and I asked him if he wanted to hook up, and he was like, sure. It's like, sure? That was his answer? Like, oh my gosh, if I was trying to hook up with a guy and he was like, sure, I would just be like, I'm done. Like, I don't know. I remember Lil Red, you sending me some stuff about maybe his dad. This is my favorite part. That leg shakes and pounds her foot. You can hear it banging, shaking. Yeah. She loved him. He didn't love her. He is so a slime ball. Yeah, George Glass. Okay.
And yeah,
You said 17, 18. Did you live in Orlando, Kissimmee? Where were you guys staying then?
Kissimmee.
And did you guys live together in 17?
He technically lived at his parents' house, but he was staying at my house all the time.
Okay. Same house you're in now or a different house?
Wait, I take it back. In 2017, he wasn't staying over my house. It started in 2018 when we started hooking up, and he started sleeping over my house.
So 2018, they start hooking up. Whoa, what happened to my freaking font, dude? Am I going to be able to find it? Yeah, this one. Okay. 2018. Stephan starts staying with Jenn, and they start hooking up. Okay, so what we'll do is, instead of me typing this in y'all's ear, it may be unpleasant, just kind of thinking about that. Let's just play it, the part that we're going to put in the timeline, and then I'll pull up the transcript maybe. But let's...
Okay.
And what were your next question?
Was that it?
I will pause along the way, of course, for fair use. And again, I do totally recommend checking out this channel. But, okay.
The current
Yes.
house you live in now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because yes,
House you live in?
over my house. It started in 2018 when we started hooking up, and he started sleeping over my house.
Okay.
And what were your...
Was that in the current
Yes.
house you live in now?
Yes.
Sleeping at her
How
house.
long you lived in that house?
On and off. Because at one point we moved close to where his parents live right now.
Was that redacted? How long she was?
On and off. Because at one point we moved...
Okay. How long you lived in that house?
On and off. Because at one point we moved close to where his parents live right now. They live in Northport, Florida, Sarasota County. I lived in Port Charlotte, which is Charlotte County, the county right next door. We had an apartment there for like 6 to 8 months. We moved down there because, again, Stephan was promised a job and that fell through. So we supported ourselves in this tiny apartment for a little while until I ran out of funds.
So they were in the same house. I'm going to make a note of that just on my little thing here. And then I don't have a date for their move, but I want to have a placeholder for that. Stephan was offered a job that fell through by his parents, right? I'm going to re-listen, but I want to have like a full visual timeline that's very detailed for us to keep going back to when we do get new documents and new interviews and stuff like that. So, Alex, if I met somebody new and they didn't try it on me for a whole year, I would assume they were gay, right? If you're hanging out all the time and best friends, I mean, either that or they're not attracted to you personally, which maybe he wasn't. Stephan Stearns never showered, and I don't think Jenn did either, with that ugly, god-awful backwards hat. He didn't. Actually, one of the roommates came forward and said, she noticed he was washing clothes and stuff that day because he never washed clothes. Okay. Yeah, but the address wasn't what was redacted. I'm going to go to the actual interview of this, though, and search in it to try to find what was redacted, because it was the time period. I think it looked like her mouse said like 3. I don't know what she said.
Do you remember what year that was?
2020.
Okay, there we go.
So when did you live in Port Charlotte? 2020?
2020.
I don't remember what month I moved in, but I remember moving out in November.
Of 2020. Cool.
So it was some April, May.
That's what I do. So we go. We need to layer. 13. In 2017. So 2018.
6.
6. Her body.
At the same time, no. But
Okay.
I've had ex-husbands and ex-boyfriends live in that same house before.
Got it.
And
You moved to Port Charlotte sometime in 2020 for a few months.
Yeah.
And then you came back to the same house.
After Port Charlotte, I went back to my mom's house for a little while
Where's that at?
in Hunters Creek, Florida.
Got it.
Even before Port Charlotte, actually, the few months before I was in Port Charlotte, I was living at my mom's house.
With Stephan.
Around March 20, decided he wanted to renovate the house and possibly sell it. So he told us to get out. So March 2020, so around COVID time, like 2 weeks after COVID was announced, I moved in with my mom.
Okay.
And I lived with her for a little bit. And then the Port Charlotte apartment happened. Moved to Port Charlotte, were there for a few months, came back to live with my mom, was there for a few months, and then I decided to move back. That he's moving out and like getting an RV and like living the RV life.
Yeah.
So he needed somebody to take care of the house for him. So I said, yeah, I would do it, of course. So I moved in. I moved into his bedroom, downstairs, the master bedroom.
her dad.
Sorry,
I was writing down our dates and trying to.
Eventually, Stephan did come.
And then moves into dad's house.
A few years. It wasn't until like June of last year that we'll go upstairs to the guest bedroom upstairs because I just he's not a very clean guy. He's kind of a little hoarder and a collector. So just my house was always a mess and never the way that I wanted it to look. Or the clutter just gave me anxiety. So I asked him to move upstairs and he did. And he lived upstairs until December of last year.
Okay.
And he moved to Northport, Florida with his parents. But they had promised him a job, but that fell through. So we were in the process of
Oh, look, they have the timeline here too. So this is great, though, for us to start, because I was actually just on Nanya's panel the other day, and I shared the link on my community tab, and she had mentioned, like, wanting to see a timeline because no one had seen it. We've looked at this so close, dug through those documents so much. We know there's a very detailed timeline already from that date in the documents. So when I heard this, preparing, like, trying to put together this lab for us, I thought, oh, my gosh, this is the perfect opportunity to start our timeline. And you let that not very clean guy in bed with your child. Yep. Trusted him with everything. Trusted him to take the call with Tyler, when they're reporting Maddie missing. Ooh, okay, B Crumbs, I have an idea for a map timeline sort of thing. I'll message you. That would be freaking awesome because I want the more visual, the better. I think because they only gave her a paper towel roll instead of tissues. Yeah, and Grish was making a parody, putting all the paper towel rolls on her lap. And then, yeah. I think that he does a really great job with editing, though, for real. It just makes me think, though, maybe I should go back and watch these body cams and stuff that we looked at today closer. Like, and also, why did she insist on telling them what Maddie was wearing when she hadn't seen her? I just have so many questions. How, why, what? But we are not done. So, okay. Now, we have our timeline. started. And I'm going to be working on this. I'm going to show you right now just kind of what I wrote while we were off screen. And then I want to show you all the loans that Jenn was forgiven. I'm going to have to go back to my messages with Pointer Lover so I get it right. But in the meantime, let's look at this real quick. So Florida versus Stephan Stern's timeline of events. 2017, Jenn and Stephan worked together for Stephan's parents at Eco Home Realty. 2018, Stephan starts staying with Jenn and they start hooking up and sleeping at her house. I'm going to put right here just a little best friends for like a year. 2018, Stephan starts staying with Jenn and they start hooking up and sleeping at her house. March 2020, Jenn moves in with her mom. Sometime in 2020, we don't get that exact date. They moved to Port Charlotte. Stephan was supposed to be getting a job. That didn't go through. They were there for a few months and went back to her mom's. Jenn stays there for a bit and back into her dad's, which was in, I don't think I got a date on that either. Stephan eventually comes June of 2023. He moves upstairs. December of 2023, he moves to Northport. And just because I'm going to go back and put all the dates from his arrest affidavit as well, that those events were taking place, I've marked on a calendar in the past for you guys. But before that, let's go just quickly to, I'm going to have to change the way I'm writing this. February 22nd. Maddie turns 13. February 25th, Maddie has her birthday party, right? And then the 26th, she was reported missing. We have the 28th, late that night is his arrest date. And I will double check this stuff before we come back about this case. Stephan arrested. And then March 1st, 24, Maddie was found. Also, is that the same day as the press conference? Yes, press conference. Tipster. Maddie is found deceased. Just so sad. So yeah, I think we've got a great start. I'm going to go in and add all the times from during these days that are in the papers, in the documents we've went through. And then next time we have new information about the case, I'll make sure to bring the timeline. And I think it'll be a great tool at helping us kind of keep track of everything. Okay, so now I want to show you what Pointer Lover sent me. So apparently Jenn created a bunch of different LLCs that were not legit and took out and got business loans for these LLCs. And then during COVID, she was forgiven for a lot of those loans. And Pointer Lover sent that to me today. So I wanted to just show. Let's see. All right. And she also brings up a point that, you know, she had a GoFundMe, raised like $60,000 and for Maddie's burial. And I think a local funeral home paid for that. Now I need to double check that. She said that she knows that she has a proof like of the GoFundMe and what it amounted to. She was able to find one of the screenshots she sent me, but I didn't send it to myself. So next time I'll have that too. But let's look at this for a second. Okay. Maddie was cremated. Right. I think a local funeral home, though, paid for it. Pointer Lover can help me in the chat because that is something I don't know as much about, but let's see. Okay. The name of the limited liability company is Jennifer Soto, LLC. Now let's go over here. This is an official website of the United States government. And it shows all these loans. So she was loaned she was approved for a loan in April of 2021 for $20,000. And then again in May of 2020. Oh, I should put this in our timeline. So she was approved a loan for $20,000 in April of 2021 for manufacturing. Oh, no, that was the lender name. No, the industry. The business type is sole proprietorship, which I don't know anything about that. I was telling Pointer Lover, I spent a lot of my younger days, like my 20s, in addiction. I didn't really learn how to adult until a few years ago, and I don't know shit about business loans and all this kind of stuff. I just don't. Unfortunately. So, hold on. Okay, sorry, I had to clear my throat. But okay, so $20,000 she was forgiven for the manufacturing, another $20,000 for administrative and support and waste management and remediation services. She was loaned $1,666 in March of 2021. So from between in June, in June of 2021, between June and September, she was loaned $56,000 for those 3 businesses from different places, you guys. And then, let's see. She was loaned $7,000 in July of 2020. No, it was approved in March. So between March 13th and May 22nd, that $56,000. Then July of 2020, $7,000. February 2021, $6,000. May 2020, $6,000. May 2021, $3,000. And they were all forgiven during COVID and those PPP loans, and they were all from different places. So it's interesting. That's a lot of debt. Not that it means anything. It is something that always comes up, right? The financials come out. I'll never forget when Chris and Shanann Watts' financials came out, and they lived this beautiful, luxurious life in this nice house, and out in Colorado, living expenses are not cheap out there. Rent is not cheap. Nothing is cheap there. And they're in tons and tons of debt. They have went into debt trying to look like they can afford this lifestyle. But what is Jenn spending all this money on? Because her dad owned the home and he was out living the RV life, like she said. I manage an LLC and can't imagine doing anything fraudulent. No way in hell I'm inviting the gov into my personal business more than they already make me. No doubt. Chris Stearns owned Eco Homes, then it went under. Oh, Marley Mom. Okay, I didn't know it went under. Michelle L. and Sharon, good to see you guys. Why did she start them? Pointer Lover says, to get all that free cash that was given out for small businesses. So it was all through COVID, So yeah, that she bought a new car when she got those loans. Little Red says, guys, she was not stupid. She just acts stupid. Well, she certainly acts like she doesn't have really a good idea of what's going on around her, Hey, Lisa. Then why was Jenn always in a coma? That's why Jenn was always in a coma. She used her money for an endless supply of dope. Well, actually, I believe in the first video I recommended to you guys in the description, I'm thinking that has to do with some stuff with pills too. He was looking at some of the stuff in the glove box and some of the pictures of the car. And he goes back to Jenn's interview where she talks about them waiting in the car while the home is being searched. It's interesting. Check it out because, you know, we know that he was asking for drugs from people, asking his parents if they had anxiety meds. We smoke pot. Whatever, you know, things like that. I don't know everything. We know that they were all taking ADHD meds. We know Jenn was big on meds. We also know, and I saw Grizzly did a recent live about this, well, within the last week or two, that he admitted to giving Maddie double doses at times of her nighttime meds. The loans were intended to pay your employees while everyone was out of work for COVID. That's crazy. That is just crazy. That is really gross to take advantage of that because, you know, that just pisses me off. See, there's a lot of things in this country that could use any extra money, but you have people taking advantage of shit like that. Hey, TK. So did Maddie get gifts or not? Her friend says only one gift, and Maddie's grandma says lots of gifts. Ooh, MK Connecticut. That's a good point. Huh. Yeah, Botox, remember? Yep, you're right, LJ. I'm so glad that, I had told you guys that one of you guys sent it to me. And TK, thank you so much. I'm so glad because me too. Me too. Okay, Lil Red. I really, really like those videos, and I'm glad that you sent them. Sandra says, I believe the best friend about the gifts. I don't know, you guys. It's a, you know, it's awful. Speaking of MK, where has he been? I haven't seen him, but I've missed lots of lives. You know what, Michelle? I've missed a lot of lives. So now we're just going to chat for a minute. That's really all I had. But yeah, I've missed a lot of lives. I haven't been on much. Let me share Jenn's because I know she just did some Sarah Boone stuff. You're welcome. I was like, Allie feels the same way I do about this case, so I know it's going to make her change her mind as well. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know how I felt like it was super insightful. I don't know that it made me change my mind. It just makes me angry at Jenn, but I've remained angry that she allowed this. And I do think that drugs play a big role in it. I totally forgot about that first half of his video. Like, not necessarily street drugs, but medications that have been prescribed. And I just don't understand how. What were you thinking? How the hell did we get here? I'm pissed about it. How do you let this happen? How do you let's think about this. We know the shit she was drawing. We know how her grades were. We know how often she was going to school. See, now I'm going to get on one because it really pisses me off. There were so many signs that something was going on. Is this another case of, you know, drugs playing a role in one of these crimes? Is that the reason why, you know, Jenn's head was in the sand? So many anxiety medications? I don't know. I just don't know. The drugs are what make her so detached. I agree, TK. Hey, Teacup. Tony says, I haven't watched any lives for a while. Oh, my gosh. Well, making us all feel we have some weird parasocial relationship obsession. Joking. Well, I don't think it's somewhat parasocial. Like it's a little different, I think, with like, I communicate with you guys. I know you guys. I start to know your stories and your backgrounds, just like with Patricia. I know her daughter has the same birthday as me. I know how much how much loss she's went through. Just, I know so many things about you guys, and I grow to really care about you, and you become friends. But I don't know what I did to make you feel that way. I'm sorry. Jenn worked at a hotel. They're open 24/7. Disney would have changed her hours. Her comments about Woody Allen did it for me. Is it possible that Jenn could have known everything that was going on, or at least suspected, not necessarily 100% known, but suspected and had an idea of what was going on, but truly in her mind and heart of hearts would not have suspected him for being the one to take Maddie's life or make her go missing at the time? You know, how could you suspect that or have an idea about that and then not think it would be him? I don't get it. Again, how do we get here? What the hell were you thinking? How do we let this happen? I don't know. Just hope if there's any moms out there like Jenn who happen to run across this story, maybe they don't realize they've let their life get to that place where like sometimes drug addiction can get you like that. You don't really realize how deep you are. Like, it's crazy, but you'll sit there and lie to people and lie. Oh, I'm, making excuses for your behavior, this or that. You have no idea how obvious it is. So is it possible that the drugs can, I don't know. This one just, I don't get it. That's a clear sign. Grades, when they change and the environment changes, Jenn looked the other way. Yep. Jenn was so desperate to get her meds from the house, she asked many times for access to get them. They weren't just blood pressure meds or HRT, let's face it. Her child was missing. And I'm sorry, Patricia, to use you for my example. You had just commented about your daughter, so I thought about it. But so many of you guys, after the kids went back to school and then Thanksgiving and now Christmas, it's understandable that a good mom is going to be busy. Oh, thank you, Patricia. We did have a Christmas concert last night. Which it was really adorable and hilarious. Some of the little kids, they're so precious, all of them. But these 3 little 5-year-olds had this, I don't guess it's a solo, but every other song was the whole group. But these 3 little 5-year-olds had this one song, just them 3, and it was so stinking cute. And what's up? They said Maddie was super sleepy since January. That's true. Always sleeping in class. LJ. And super moody. Yep. And then we hear from TK. Did you see the interview that Plunder released? We talked about that a little bit tonight too. But there was a point where they were talking about it was her friend, and she had been to her birthday party, and how Maddie was in a bad mood at the party and stuff. And a lot of that interview was about her period. I didn't want to get into that again. We've talked a lot about that. It's sad because all of these details are going to be made public, whether we're interested in this case or true crime at all, or whether we never look at it again. And all of the details of this case are intimate details of Maddie's life. And I just want to be careful and cautious. We've talked about it. I've given you guys my thoughts. It's very alarming that it's possible she didn't have a period in February. We've heard that on several interviews with police with Jenn, and I'm worried and sad and scared that was part of it, right? I know we all are. We're kind of wondering and left on edge waiting for the facts, but that's just what we have to do. I didn't play that part. I don't want to get too much into that right now. We've talked about it, and all I can say is I have a fear that was part of this. I have a fear that played a role in why this happened. I also worry that was why he wanted anxiety meds, And I sit here and I think about little Maddie, who's being taken advantage of in this way at this age. And, you think about her, like, if you're a woman and you've ever been worried you were pregnant when you didn't want to be, like, you know that feeling, right? And to think of her having that feeling, it's just really, like, hurts my heart. It's fucked up. It shouldn't be that way. Oh, Natasha, I'm glad to hear they're thriving, though. You guys are going to be just fine. I just know it. Hey, Kimberly. I have a friend who was a Jenn, and I've tried to tactfully grill her about it. I can't understand how she didn't know anything. Yeah, I wonder how well she's sleeping now. She just needed a good night's sleep. Her, in that interview, LJ, that the video interview, I agree with police. Even in the worst of my addiction, I'd have never sat back and let this happen, though, so I see it differently, I think. Would explain some things, but definitely not excuse them. Oh, no, I'm not excusing them. And also, even in my addiction, I wouldn't have sat back and let this happen. I'll be damned, in my addiction, I probably would have been even more gruesome and horrific to someone I suspected was doing something like that, you know. But, I mean, number one, if anybody ever messes with my kids, I feel like I don't know how you wouldn't want to take matters into your own hands. And then if you're in addiction, I really would. But I do think it could explain, like you said, maybe how or why she missed some of these things, you know? I don't know. Because like I said, like nerve pills, Xanax and stuff, you don't even have a clue what reality is anymore once you're on too many of those, you know? And I don't know, it's just hard to make sense of it. So I guess it's just kind of where my mind goes. Anytime I'm trying to understand, like, what a person has done, and I always kind of think about drugs, because some of these things, it's hard for us to comprehend and understand. Our brains don't work this way. We, you know, if you're not capable of something like this, I don't think you can try to understand it. But I don't know, you guys. It's a whole thing. I'm going to keep working on the timeline, and we'll wait for, oh, you guys. So apparently Plunder, okay, so on his docket, it says that the contents from his phone are back. So I guess now they've been given to his attorneys. So it's on the docket and you can request them. The price to request them is $11,000. That's what, according to Plunder. I know that Little Red is also in contact, or trying to make contact to ask a few questions. But first of all, I would never pay that for them. I would wait for trial. But when they do come out, I cannot wait to see how he was speaking to Maddie, how he was speaking to Jenn, how often. We're going to see. Maybe it will make more sense then why she hasn't been charged. He was super scared she was going to tell somebody about the missed period. He was trying to keep control of that. Have an adult daughter with Down syndrome. Her day service had their Christmas program today. Oh, my heart is so full from that hour of pure love. Oh, I bet that was awesome. Hope she had fun. Oh, I love and appreciate you guys, Abellas. I remember being 15 and taking a pregnancy test. It's scary. Maddie's a baby in comparison. Michelle, me too, actually. Wow. So, like, I didn't understand, I guess, then. I don't know if I was just so extra paranoid. But the very first time that I had sex with protection that didn't fail at all, I was worried to death that I had gotten pregnant. And I did the same thing. She's only 12, just turning 13 a couple days before this. You know, actually, during this at one point. She was 12. Might as well say that, turning 13, but I just can't imagine that. Oh, that's awesome, Christina. I love that. I'm so glad this case is still being talked about because Maddie always deserved positive attention. So the least we can do is be her voice now and demand justice for her. I'm glad to talk about it with you guys. I'm really looking forward to the trial and getting the facts. I think it's important to talk about this stuff. It's reality. It's not pretty, but what the hell? If we don't talk about it, is it not gonna, is that gonna help? If we don't talk about these things happening in our society within all of us, I just don't understand. I don't know. I think if it's not something you want to talk about, it's not your thing, go on, whatever, who cares? But really, everyone should know what's going on around us, and not talking about it isn't going to help. That's certainly not the answer. Just pretend. Hell, that's what Jenn was doing, right? Pretending, potentially doing. Head in the sand, pretending things are not what they are, not having open, honest discussions about everything. To me and the people I love in my life, this is just the straight up truth. My best friends, my mom and dad, and my kids, my very close family and my best friends, I don't hide anything from them. They are absolutely welcome to know everything in my life. I have nothing to hide from them. You know what I mean? At certain points in my life, I sure did have a lot, but not now. I don't even know where I'm going with that, y'all. I've missed you guys, though. So I wanted to chat at the end for a little bit because I didn't want to, I know people get annoyed when you don't start quickly with the videos. So I'm trying to just try different things and see what the reaction, or how it goes, whatever. So I was going to wait and say hello at the end. I've been talking to you guys for an hour now, so I don't want to just say hello. From the moment Maddie missed her period, Stephan was on a countdown to killing her. He was letting her have her 13th birthday first, playing God, so to speak. Patricia, that is so interesting you say that. Because let me go back to that clip where he says, she just had her 13th birthday. When it's hello, red flags. He's sitting there. If your teenager's missing, you're like, oh my God, she just turned 13. She's up. Who knows what she'll be up to? But the way he said it, so sad and depressed.
2011.
Just had her 13th birthday.
13. 2000. Oh, sorry. 22nd.
2011.
2011.
Just had her 13th birthday.
Yeah, what did that mean? Tiffany, I missed your thing. I don't know what I did to make you guys feel that way, and I'm sorry. Definitely don't want to do that. I know you wouldn't have Ellie. Just thinking out loud and not in response to anything you said. I know you get it. Yeah, I hope you don't think that I would let this happen in my addiction. I would not. Oh, I have to do my Hot Takes True Crime episode for Patreon. I'm kind of been tossing around 2 ideas. I haven't decided yet. I'll decide tonight and get it done this weekend. Jenn and I are going to be releasing new calls this weekend, calls we've had for a while. I think they're going to come out first with no commentary because tomorrow I have to go take my little one to get a suit. Don't ask. I'm not prepared to discuss it. But I have to go take him to get a suit, okay? And so maybe after that or sometime Sunday, we'll be getting those calls out. And because I'm going to do the suit, we might do the no commentary first. Aspen says, for sure. That's why that was never my drug of choice. I would black out and not. Yes, Aspen. You will not remember a damn thing if you take a bunch of Xanaxes. Whew, let me tell you. I've had many moments of waking up with all kinds of food or clothes or makeup or jewelry or all kinds of random stuff around me. You're right, Kitty. Yeah. Bye, Little Red. What's wrong, Music City? Oh, Tiffany. Which one, Michelle? I don't remember what I said. Hey, Amberlou. Would love to see a poll sometime of how many of us thinks this will go to trial. You want to do it before we go? Let's do it, because I might have some memberships to give away, actually, because we haven't been on as much lately. I've really missed you guys. And there was a time when I was live almost daily. Ooh, that's interesting. I opened up YouTube and Nonsense for us on the front page, and it says, breaking news, green hoodie is cleared by Sumner County. Huh. Okay, so view your channel. Let's go to the live. Oh, okay. Let me try to gift first. Oh, yes. Yay, welcome to the new members. I'll get some new emojis up. I'm ready to get back at it, and so. And maybe I don't know. I have an idea, but I don't want to go into it just in case. Okay, let's start a poll. I don't know why would you take this to trial unless you have an insanity defense, but what are you going to say? Like, I would go and say, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Traumatic brain injury talk, though, has me thinking that might be it. Do you think Stephan Stearns will actually go to trial on either charge? Oh, Music City Mom, thank you. That's really sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yay! So many of you guys got them. On either charge, because really, I mean, I was pregnant. Oh, wow, Michelle. He's 37 now. But yeah, at 12, you weren't thinking about sex. At least I wasn't. Oh my gosh. So you actually were pregnant when you did the pregnancy test at 15. Wow, that's scary. I know you were scared. Natasha, I'm so grateful you're in the place to do it too. And I'm so proud of you guys. And I know it's not easy, but I hope it's brought so much joy to you. And yeah, kids are awesome. Exactly, Allie. Why now? All of a sudden, this is back in again. If pointing out Jenn's maternal flaws helped just one mom see something in herself, it is worth talking about. I agree. And I don't even necessarily want to point out her flaws as a mother, but just kind of ask questions and discuss how this happened. And even though the facts are not pretty regarding her, still speak about it factually. Because, she is a victim in this. I guess, she could even give a victim impact statement at his trial and stuff. But that's what she would be considered through the police, right? But I don't know. I still think it's important to talk about. I just think, yeah, it's hard not to be angry about it, but I don't know. So what are you guys getting into this weekend? I have to say, I just don't understand why Jenn let him come back after months. Didn't she even notice that her daughter was doing better? Grr, she makes me mad. I just can't have compassion for her. Rachel, you know what? No, I don't think she did notice. I love your picture, by the way, but no, I don't think she did. Because she was too focused on her own mental health, on being stressed. I'm having anxiety. I need to sleep. My ADHD. I need rest. Oh, that kind of thing. Oh, I need more meds. That's really what I think she was just thinking about, in my opinion. Aw. Bentley just came and knocked on the glass of the window and did his hands in the shape of a little heart. I gotta go, you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me, and I appreciate you so much. I just took one. Don't judge me. Hey, I don't judge, because that may work for some people, but it does not work for everybody. And for me, for instance, I don't care how much anxiety I'm having. It's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to not take 5 if I'm super stressed out. It's just the way my brain works. Some people, it may improve their life. For me, it makes my life worse. So I think it's, we're all unique. Bentley just came out here. All right, you guys. Tell me, Nicole B., I woke up one morning with a marshmallow in my hair. No drugs involved. I was just telling Melissa and Woofy that today, that even when I was like a young kid in the middle of the night, I would get hungry and wake up with like chocolate all over my face and wrappers in my bed. And oh, I miss being here with you guys, Trulia. Oh, thanks, Amy. All right, you guys. So I'm going to let you go. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a great night. I'm trying to get through some of your comments. I don't like to miss any of them. Hey, Roxanne. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you for being part of the conversation. Thank you, Natasha. I definitely relate. So yeah, I just appreciate you guys. And, we're going to follow this all along the way. It's not a pretty fun story, but it is important, and I do want to discuss it. And when details come out or whatever, we're going to. Also, the timeline, I'm going to be working on that, and I'll screenshot it and update once I have all the things from the documents. And then as we learn and stuff, we'll go. I'll put a screenshot and screenshot and put on my community tab. Let's see what the poll results are. I definitely missed some of y'all's comments just now. Will we see lots of apologies tonight for Green? I doubt it. They're going to not believe it. So let's see. 68% of you guys. Do you think Stephan will actually go to trial on either charge? 68 say yes. 32 say no. Huh. So a lot of you guys think it will actually go to trial. I'm kind of surprised by that, but I'm currently in the kitchen trying to will chocolate to appear. I don't know if it's going to work. Good night, Rose Thorn. All right, you guys. I have no candy. Maybe you can get some DoorDash. We don't have that DoorDash out here in these parts, but I always make sure to stock up on candy. I know my ass has some candy in there. There is some. I don't know exactly what, but I guarantee you there is. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow evening. If the calls don't get posted with commentary tomorrow, I'm pretty sure they're going to go up regardless with no commentary on both channels. Yeah, and thank you guys again. And again, my 20-minute goodbye. Hey, Melissa Jade. I've been saying goodbye for like 25 minutes. It's all right. It's just part of it here. It's become part of the process. Just trust the process. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Roro. I was literally thinking about you when I said that it's 20 minutes here. It's just part of it. Okay, I'm going to just press in now. If I don't, I'll never say bye. I miss you guys, and I miss talking to you. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.